set. Tadi masuk. Because of the house sitting inside, and they wouldn't allow a member of parliament
So I don't like to use that pressure. Man, you're
Stop you and you give a CC comes. Di bawah come.
No submission, no question. So macam holding watching brief. Holding watching brief.
Saya masuk tadi dan bersama dengan ahli parlimen kerana mengikut fahaman kami, peraturan membolehkan ahli parlimen untuk ikut serta, dan saya serah kepada ahli parlimen dan jurucakap mereka untuk menjelaskan. Kedua, saya dipanggil masuk semula dan saya telah mengemukakan cadangan dan notis ini diberikan sejak semalam supaya peguam pilihan saya dapat bersama, dan ini mengikut peraturan mesyuarat yang membolehkan. Jadi sekarang ini ditangguh untuk menetapkan sama ada peguam itu datang, duduk dan bisik kepada saya nasihat saja ataupun peguam boleh berbicara. Ikut tafsiran saya dan peguam kami ialah bahawa sebaik peraturan mengatakan peguam dapat bersama, maknanya peguam boleh membuat submission atau pandangan, mengemukakan pandangan atau persoalan. Kalau tidak, tak disebut. Kerana kalau sekadar saya nak minta nasihat, itu tidak ada peraturan yang boleh melarang. Ya. Jadi itu saja, dan pengurusi Tan Sri Speaker mengatakan akan menimbangkan dan perkara ini dan akan memaklumkan keputusan kemudian dengan beri notis. Jadi untuk hari ini atau hari-hari berikut belum ada kepastian bila yang saya patut hadir semula. Dan saya telah menyatakan bahawa minta supaya notis diberi sedikit awal membolehkan saya hadir tanpa mengganggu acara lain. So I think today purely touching on procedural matters.
You want to say something?
No.
I'll speak about it. This morning, the members of Parliament, I think all of us are here. We made an attempt to enter into the room in which the proceedings were to be held. At first, we were told to leave the room so that a decision could be taken as to whether we could be present. And after waiting for a while, we were informed that we would not be allowed to be present in the room to follow the proceedings. Now, as far as we are concerned, we are members of Parliament. The complaint against Dato' Sri Anwar, who is also the opposition leader, is a matter of not only public importance, national importance, but also international significance. Now, it's absolutely important that we members of Parliament be allowed to enter and to follow the proceedings so that we will be able to answer to the public at large. We will be able to explain to them what has happened, what is happening, and what will probably happen in terms of these proceedings. So we are totally and utterly disappointed by the decision taken that we not be allowed to follow the proceedings. As far as we are concerned, I don't know. What is there to hide? At the end of the day, if it is an issue which relates to something which is of international significance, I think the proceeding should be conducted in open. I think everything that transpires in this proceeding should be made public, and I think that this is something which cannot be condoned. Now, from our reading, in particular from what is found in Erskine May, the treatise, and of course it speaks on parliamentary practice. Ordinarily, proceedings of this nature, members of Parliament are allowed to attend. Of course, unless a decision is taken to the contrary by the committee. Now, as far as I am concerned, we have not been given any grounds. ya, langsung tidak diberitahu kenapa kita tak boleh hadir. And I think we need to know. We demand that we be told why it is we cannot follow these proceedings. Why are these proceedings being held in closed doors? We want to know. A decision has been taken. We will write formally this afternoon to appeal, to ask for decision for grounds as to why it is we are not allowed to follow these proceedings. I don't think this is something which is healthy for parliamentary practice. All of you know, in parliament what is important is democracy. Democracy means people need to know what's going on. Participation. And this decision today flies in the face of that principle, that very principle. Now, insofar as council is concerned, now I'll make reference to the standing orders of Dewan Rakyat. Now, in particular, Order 83, Rule 7, capital A, which clearly says that Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim may appear in person or may be represented by council. Now, what happens here is there's a play of words. Either he appears in person or he appears by representation of council. Dato' Ambika is here with us today. But what has happened is we see that the committee has given Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim partial rights of representation. In other words, yes, a lawyer can come in, but her role is restricted to only a few things. You cannot ask questions, cannot make submissions. Now, with due respect, this is absurd. The standing orders are very, very clear. Representation means full representation. It does not mean representation which is limited to certain areas. But that decision has been reserved, and I hope that Dato' Ambika is allowed to conduct her duty to represent Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim in full. But as far as we members of parliament are concerned, we will write a letter this afternoon to the committee, to the chairman, to ask that the decision to bar us from appearing at these proceedings be reconsidered, be set aside, and that we are allowed to fully appear and follow these proceedings. Yeah.
Madam Chair, going to comment on the actual privileges committee itself. Do you see this basically as an attempt to sideline your political career, or rather end it by removing you from Parliament for this sitting?
I don't prejudge the deliberations of the committee, but my position on the resolution passed by the House, the motion passed by the House, has been made clear. Purely political, in defense of EPCO. It is meant to curb my activities, particularly my freedom to express my views in Parliament. They have chosen to support EPCO and use EPCO to run a massive international campaign to smear my reputation. And this I will adduce in evidence. But I'm not touching on the running the conduct of the committee because it has just begun. Mengenai pendirian saya tentang pertuduhan ini, sudah saya nyatakan ia berniat jahat untuk menghalang saya daripada bergerak dan berbicara di Parlimen. Ia bertujuan mempertahankan EPCO yang tercemar dalam sikap dan pendirian mereka, termasuk dengan penglibatan mereka dalam isu yang jelas melibatkan tenaga pegawai-pegawai perisikan tentera Israel, bekas pegawai perisikan tentera Israel, dan sekarang terbukti EPCO melancarkan kempen agresif besar-besaran untuk menyerang saya di kalangan semua badan-badan Yahudi antarabangsa, sehinggakan badan Yahudi melabel saya sebagai tokoh utama anti-Israel yang mesti dihalang daripada berbicara dengan mana-mana rakan di Eropah ataupun di Amerika Syarikat terutamanya. Ini telah jelas dilakukan. Jadi oleh demikian saya harap jawatankuasa akan menimbang dengan seksama. Terima kasih.